122 yards. See, if you are going to condemn someone, tell the entire story. Tell the entire story. Otherwise, don't tell it at all. Another one of the reasons the Atlanta Falcons aren't winning, because they are not running the ball enough. Yeah, your defense is busted up, but you keep trying to make Matt Ryan Superman. And Matt Ryan cannot be Superman, because the more you throw it, defense extends more energy than offense. Point blank, period. You have to be able to back up at top speed, stop on the dime, accelerate forward, left or right. That takes more energy than running routes. If you don't believe me, go outside when the show over, back up real fast, stop and go forward, watch how tired you be, versus just taking off and running. That's just the facts. But they keep wanting to make these white boys look good and keep telling us that it's a passing league. If it's a passing league, it's amazing how Jameis Winston didn't throw any interceptions the 1 week that he had a running game. When you're throwing against single coverage versus throwing into 7 men, it's easier to be a quarterback in the league. I'm not saying that some of these guys aren't great. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am saying is this. Stop trying to tell me that once something is happening, that's not happening. I understand what I'm seeing. I'm not going to get bullshitted. Thanks, Sid. Much love. The Eagles, like my man just said, the Eagles are back. Backs are hurt, and when Wentz looks subpar. As long as there is not a running game, you will not see a big time quarterback excel. You'll see the elites, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's, the Drew Breeses. They'll look good. But when you just have a very good quarterback, it's over. DJ Dollars, thanks for joining the show, bro. Much love. It's just simple facts. They want to tell you, oh man, this dude is doing this and he's so superior and he's doing things that we've never seen before. We have seen this before. We have. But at the end of the day, they don't want to tell you you've seen it before, because if you've seen it before, then there's no reason for you to continue to look. So they keep telling you these lies. And it's amazing how these lies are able to just circulate through the public as if they're fact. With all this Google, everybody walks around with a computer in their hand. They tell you ain't never seen it before. All you do is look it up. So don't be stupid. Just look it up, man. It's easy. It's easy as hell. And speaking of easy as hell, being an NFL coach must be easy, because you don't even have to win anymore. I mean, I'm a big Marvin Lewis supporter, and I personally feel the number one reason for not winning on a regular basis in the NFL, it may sound like I'm contradicting myself, is not having a good quarterback. If you have a good running game and you got a dude throwing to wide open linebackers, you're not going to win. And that's what Marvin Lewis has. It may be time to change, but I'm trying to understand this. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals are not a very good football team. They are not a very good football team. They have a solid team. They have a piss-poor quarterback, and maybe it's time to replace him. But before you replace Marvin Lewis, I'm going to need you to replace Doug Marrone. I want you to replace Dirk Cutter. I want you to replace Adam Gase. And I want you to replace Jay Gruden. Because while Marvin Lewis seems to be the whipping boy for, hey, this dude needs to get fired. He needs to be the poster boy for guess who needs to be fired. But why in the hell ain't nobody talking about Jay Gruden in Washington? He ain't been there as long as Marvin, but he ain't had half the success of Marvin, and his ass keeps his job without a problem. I don't understand that. And last time I checked, you usually get fired when your team is anticipated to make the Super Bowl, Doug Marrone down in Jacksonville, and you finally bench Blake Horribles. Your team was anticipated to make the Super Bowl, at least make the AFC Championship. And you got the same record as the Giants, who my man Kesey said is tanking. How is that possible? And you still, nobody even talk about you losing your job. Hey, here's something to chew on. The Cincinnati Bengals, even though they are piss poorly run franchise, ownership cheap as hell, they don't do anything right. But guess what? Marvin Lewis just happens to be the winningest coach in team history. He's the only coach in franchise history to make the playoffs 4 straight years. But when you have a piss poor signal caller, when you hit the playoffs There's only so much blame you can lay at the feet of the coach when you got to do like Eli Manning, speaking of the Giants, that will drop back, stare down the safety, and throw the ball. You can't make people do what you teach them how to do. Eli Manning has been in football way too long to be hitting wide open linebackers the way he did. You saw the game this week. He threw right into triple coverage. The thing is, do you know how hard it is to throw into triple coverage? There's only 11 men on the football field. 4 of them are running at you. That leaves 7 people. If you threw a ball to somebody when there's 3 people covering 1 person, you damn near have to be retarded, man. The Giants ain't, my man Chief Rocker said the Giants ain't tanking, the coach sucks, and the QB is dumb. Won't get a second argument from me from Chief Rocker. Shout out to Chief Rocker for dropping the science on the damn Giants. And that's, it's just, how is it that the whole world sees that these coaches don't have a clue, but the fans have to complain and everybody and their mama got to complain? This is the thing that trips me out about the whole NFL situation. And don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing NFL. Shelly Q, what's up? Thanks for joining the fun. Don't get me wrong, I love football. I'm a former football player, I love football. But here's the thing. Every year I hear about innovative offenses. And the reason Aaron Rodgers is struggling is because his coach hasn't made any innovative changes to their offense. They're running the same offense that they ran 3 years ago. And this is a copycat league and this, that, and the third. And you can, I've heard all these excuses for why people are not being creative. How about this as a creative point? Every year you hear this. When Deshaun Watson or my man Lamar Jackson or any brother coming to the league, even Marcus Mariota, when they hit the league, the first thing you hear somebody say is they're going to have to learn how to throw the ball from the pocket. How innovative is that? That shit is old as the damn game itself. Why must Lamar Jackson cut back on his ability to adapt to a system that's not designed for him? Again, I say this every week. Coaching is about adapting to the talent around you. If you have a team full of power forwards, you do not run 3-point plays. You do not run plays so 3-point shooters can dominate, because that's not what they do. So why, if I am a dude who throws well off the run, who with a revolving pocket and things of that nature, why not design or do what Mike Shanahan did, do what Bill Belichick did, do what other coaches who are winning, design a playbook in accordance to my skill set. And then as we progress, you teach me how to do what you think I need to know how to do. I played defense on football, and one of the most terrifying things I've ever experienced is going back in coverage and seeing all of a sudden the wide receiver turns into a blocker and pushes my ass to the ground. Because you know they coming at you. And if I got Cam Newton, who could run all over the field, and y'all keep running him like he the tallest fucking fullback in the history of the game, why not design an offense in accordance to his skill set and then systematically teach him how to do it? That's what James Harden do. He hit 54 and they lose. Exactly. I'm gonna get on that in a second, man. Chief Rocker, that's the most amazing thing. Better yet, allow me to pause on that and address Chief Rocker. My man Chief Rocker said that's what James Harden do. He hit 54 and they lose. If somebody on earth can explain to me how one of your players can hit 54 and another player hit 36 and y'all still lose to the dysfunctional Washington Wizards, slap the hell out of them. You can buy me for $1 if you can explain that. Now what's up, Clutch Conversation? Now back to what I was saying. These white boys need to realize what you're dealing with. It's amazing how Nick Saban can figure out how to work with Tua. It's amazing how Dabo Swinney can figure out how to work with Deshaun Watson and design an offense around Deshaun Watson. But you get to the pros, they can't figure that out. I don't get that. That's amazing to me. That's utterly amazing how Everybody in college can work the mobile quarterback into their program and design a program that benefits the mobile quarterback besides the best people in the world. I don't get it. Explain that to me. How in the hell does that happen? I don't get it, and I don't want to get it either. And back to this James Harden thing, man. I'm not going to talk about James Harden. I'm going to talk about Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni, for those who don't know, I think that Mike D'Antoni set Carmelo Anthony up. Me and Tiffany was talking about this last weekend on the show. I honestly believe Mike D'Antoni attempted to sacrifice the rest of Carmelo Anthony's career for this season. The reason I say that is this. Mike D'Antoni was run out of New York by Carmelo Anthony. I would believe that he takes that as a point of embarrassment. So he promptly attempted to embarrass the brother Carmelo Anthony. And the reason I say that is this. We saw Carmelo Anthony for 80-something games, 82 games, and the playoffs play in OKC being a spot-up three-point shooter. That's not his game, so why the hell did you sign him? Okay, you move him down to Houston and ask him to do the same thing. I've never seen somebody off the bench ruin a team. Because guess what? If he's not working, just keep his ass on the bench. How you doing, Miss Twice? Welcome aboard. If he's not working out in your program, just keep him on the bench. But see, the thing is, that's called revenge. They did the same thing with Steph Marbury. And we don't even know. And the only reason we know that is because he spoke up. The rest of these dudes don't speak up. But I'm speaking up for Carmelo. Am I telling y'all that Carmelo Anthony is the same Carmelo Anthony was when he first got to New York? No. But you know what? What Carmelo Anthony does do well is score the basketball. I don't want to hear this bullshit about him not playing no defense either. Because don't nobody in the NBA play defense. If Carmelo Anthony don't play defense, what the hell is James Harden doing? What the hell is James Harden doing, y'all? It's so many people in the NBA that don't play defense, so please miss me with the Carmelo. But the thing is, Carmelo Anthony, again, just like LeBron James, he took the money. He realized that there's a small window of my life between 18, 19 years old and probably about 34, 35 years old that I'm going to be able to make a whole lot of money. And he realized that this is not about no damn ring, because if y'all old as me, I remember when people he shoot all the damn time. But that's all exactly. That's all everybody doing. So you can't get mad at him. Exactly, Chief Rocker. Melo shoot all the time. James Harden shoot all the time. But James Harden lead MVP and Melo a bum. Fuck out of here, man. That's a nonsense. You know what I mean, Chief Rocker? It's nonsense. But it's 1,000,001 players out here that's not getting a shot, and it's because of these coaches. Marbury came out and said Greg Popovich stepped to him and asked him something. He said, "Won't you tell Larry Brown to tell me that?" And Greg Popovich threw his hands up and directed him to Larry Brown, and then they blackballed his ass out the league. Just like Tiffany Sports and Hills mentioned, just like the same way when Isaiah Thomas identified that the fact that Bird good, but if Bird was a brother, his ass would be just another good ass brother. And it's just, I mean, Carmelo is not the Carmelo he was 10 years ago. Hell, 15 years ago, I used to be able to dunk a basketball. Can't do it now. I used to be fast as hell. I ain't faster than shit now. So stop telling me what he's not. LeBron ain't even as physically fit, athletically sound as he was 5 years ago. So why the hell would Carmelo be? But guess what? Scoring never disappears. It never disappears. Like I was telling Tiffany from Portland, Carmelo might do very well in a situation to where the coach gonna work around him, like in Portland. Imagine Carmelo Anthony getting double teamed when you got CJ McCullough gonna fire it up on one side, you got Damian Lillard gonna fire it up on the other side, you got the white boy from Michigan, Skouskis, I think that's his name, he's gonna fire it up. You can't double Melo. If you got, it ain't many guys in this league that can take Melo, stop Melo one-on-one. And with everybody not playing defense, I doubt if it's any of them, because all they do is hold their hands up and they complain to the refs. So Stop telling me that Carmelo Anthony